Well, I hope you all got some fuzzy dice in your windshield tonight, and we're at Vegas here in the Apex E-Series Showdown, provided by Apex Sim Racing, custom racing gear, apexsimracing.com. Well, we are 3 races into the season, and Vegas is where we roll the trucks into tonight. Man, Vegas in the trucks, a great combination, really fast, lots of speed, lots of draft. You know, we've had some drafting tracks. It's going to be similar here, but after a few laps, those tires are going to start to wear out, and then we're going to start to see some separation, see who's going to be the best driver tonight, and come away with a victory. Glad to have y'all tonight. I'm Eddie Smith. Glad to be here on a Thursday night with you. And those who sit in chat, cheer their folks on. We appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. It is going to be a lot of fun here tonight. Vegas always puts on a good show, and we're going to see it firsthand here. Vegas in the trucks. You know, we always kind of look at the trucks and what to expect out of them. 650 horsepower, but the thing is, they've got, you know, I hate to call it a restrictor plate, but it does seem like that they have something like that that keeps them kind of bogged down. 650 is just not a whole lot. It's a very momentum-based vehicle, especially on these bigger tracks. Unfortunately, it's just not enough speed to maybe run the high line. I think we won't see the high line tonight. Just not enough speed up there. You might see some guys be able to make that second lane work, try to pinch a guy down, but man, it's going to be tough. Right around the bottom, I think, is where you're going to be, and tires are going to matter. You're really going to have to be thinking about that. As that right front starts to wear, you scrub more speed off, and that momentum's way too important. And you start scrubbing that speed off, you're going to go to the back quickly. So who can protect that right front, I think it's going to be your winner here tonight. We kind of looked at the weather already. Take a look at it. Track's just an ice cold 73 degrees. So I don't think we'll see a whole lot of slipping and sliding. So that right front's going to be extremely important. You overheat that thing, it's going to be tough to really get that truck to rotate, which is really, really important. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a track position game here tonight. I mean, you want to be up near the front. As the tires start to wear, it's going to be difficult to make those passes, you know. I think it's just going to be trying to position yourself at the front and be there when it counts. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I think what we'll see early is a lot of passing guys with big runs, taking every shot that they get. It's going to start to separate the field after a while. And then we're going to settle down. I think if you're out front, if you qualify near the front, I think that's a great place to be. And I think you want to stay up there. You get up front, get that clean air on your truck. You can drive a little bit harder. You get back in traffic, get back 10th on back, and you're going to be struggling for front-end grip. So going to be interesting to see how this race plays out. It's been a pretty fantastic race, or season so far already. And tonight looking to continue that trend. I know this series always puts on a great show. Always enjoy Apex, what they do as far as just it. Man, it feels. I was talking the other night. It just feels like a family thing. Everybody here feels like family. There used to be all kinds of folks that come around. You know, some guys that you may not talk to that much, maybe you don't get along with here just to win races. But here it just seems like a big family. Everybody gets along. Everybody races with each other in different leagues. So that's what I think about this place. It's just a family type deal. And it really shows on the track. The product's really good. Daniel Holcroft, currently your points leader with Jonathan Cofield. They're in second. Your 2 winners so far. Daniel won at Daytona, and Caustic, they're in 4th place in points. I know you don't have it on the screen, but he got the win last week, which is a surprise to him, I'd say. But, yeah, I mean, points are going to be all over the place as we're just 3 races into this season. So going to be a lot of moving and shaking, I would say. We'll take a look at our cameras here. We got a whole bunch of folks on camera here tonight. You got Daniel Holcroft, you got Chuck Phelps, you got Kyle Roberts, Aaron Adcock, Brandon Wallace, and Charles Stevens Jr. all showing their cam, and we definitely appreciate that. Always good to see their what they got going on, what their setups look like. I mean, you can see all kinds of different angles, and yeah, it's just really awesome to always be able to see these guys. Alrighty, well, it is time to jump right into the grid as we have got this thing ready to roll. We're gonna see who's gonna be on the. I've been hiding it, but I didn't want you. I want to spoil it. There ain't no point in having a Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner if I'm gonna spoil it. Let's take a look at your grid. Out front, your Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner is gonna be Alan Smith at the number 3. What a qualifying effort out of him, able to take the top spot in that number 3 machine. Well, next to him is going to be Michael Kostick, your last week's winner in the number 4 Chevy Silverado. Starting in row number 2 is going to be Daniel Cunningham as we jump into the Low Cash Motorsports start grid. And 4th is going to be Kyle Roberts. 5th, got to be Chuck Peg Leg Felts and Garrett Kinder outside of him in 6th position. And you can see how tight these times are, all in the 6s. Tracy passes in 7th there, and Adcock in 8th spot. 9th is going to be Clint Reese, and 10th is going to be Ray Rogers. 11th, Jonathan Cofield with Charles Stevens in the 12th position. 13th, Christian Dedman. 14th, Josh Lokovitz. 15th, Kip Easley. Matt Rogers is going to start outside of him in 16th. 17th, Daniel Holcroft. Lucas Lyons in the 18th position. 19th, Alan Nash. 20th, Brandon Wallace. And Anthony Edgerton going to bring out the rear of the field here on the Low Cash Motorsports starting grid. 120 laps here tonight. Got a 30-lap stage break, so the top 5 going to be racing it out for those stage points, and those will prove to be extremely important as we get closer to the playoffs. So it's going to be important that you race hard for 30 laps at least, and then we're going to have a little 90-lap shootout towards the end. Hopefully we get some green flag racing in to see how this thing is going to play out on long run. About 35 laps, to 30 to 40 on fuel, depending on how hard you run. And you can run about flat out for the first couple, 2 or 3 laps, but that right front's going to heat up quickly. You're going to have to be careful about that. Pace truck getting ready to pull off the track. Alan Smith, Michael Costa going to lead us down to the green flag here in Las Vegas. Boy, I am ready to see this race, how it plays out, who's going to come away with the victory. We're going to have a new winner, or we're going to see a repeat here tonight. Green flag is out here at Vegas. All right, well, coming off of turn 4, leading the first lap is going to be the number 3 of Alan Smith. That 3 truck looking fast in qualifying. I talked about how important it'll be to stay up front. Now, you can run wide open, but do you want to? That's sort of the kicker. You want to try to save that tire as much as possible, but those guys are going to be taking those runs as soon as they can get it. You see Alan Smith actually blocking down to the inside, trying to keep the 08 behind him. You can stay out front. That gives you the best opportunity right now. These guys probably running full throttle. You see Costick and Cunningham side by side back here for second place. Trying to settle in here. Alan Smith still blocking that low line, so you can definitely tell they are wide open. Daniel Cunningham here in the 08, going to get right to the back bumper of the 3. We'll see the 3 kind of closes off the entry down there, and you got to be careful with that here at Vegas, especially going into one. See how it kind of shifts up the track. Right now, Allen's putting a lot of pressure on that right front using the steering wheel. The more you use the wheel, the more that it hurts that right front, and that's going to be a big thing to take care of once we get a longer run. Now, we only have 30 laps in this first stage, so I say wear them out. And they're currently running nose to tail of top 3 right here for now. We'll see if anybody makes a move. Looks like Daniel going to peek up to the outside. Got Costick there going with him. I don't know if Allen will be able to slide up front. Yeah, he's going to stay down low And that drafting help on the outside, they're going to go around the number 3 truck on the outside, it looks like. Now, normally when you're full throttle, that bottom line is the best line. But when you got a little bit of drafting help down the straightaways, you can make up for it, I believe. So it looks like that's what they're doing, a little bit of working together, but they're not able to clear him just yet. We'll see if they're able to get it down the straightaway here. Daniel Cunningham able to take the lead there on the outside, working together. So Alan Smith gonna likely fall back to that that third position. However, running that bottom like that, if he doesn't try to hold the truck down like he is, if he would just let that wheel unwind on exit, he would be saving a lot of tires being down on the bottom. That outside will wear the right side out a little bit quicker. But he's just holding on there down on the bottom, trying to make sure that that nobody gets around on the inside. But, man, look back here. Garrett Kinder, Chuck Phelps on back. It is a cluster, you know what. You got Kyle Roberts way up the racetrack in that number 35, that white and blue truck that you see. You can see the 17, Varian Alcock down on the bottom, and then Jonathan Cofield with Kip Easley right behind him. So this is just, it's a tough deal at the moment because we're going board with Aaron Alcock here. It's tough. It's tough to make the decision. You want to take the runs when you get them. As Alan Smith looks like he is going back for the lead here as we're on board with Aaron Adcock. But, yeah, this is where after a few laps, we're almost 10 laps into this thing, you're going to start lifting a little bit on entry. And the reason why you lift, if you don't have to, because right here the truck's going to start to get tight. If you drive it hard down in the corner full throttle, you're going to have to put in extra wheel because you don't want to lift. You lift, you go backwards. So you don't want to lift. You're going to put more wheel into it off the corner. It's going to burn that right front up. So it is so important that you lift just a little bit to get that truck to rotate, get back on the throttle so you can hold the throttle all the way off of the corner. And you can hear Aaron Adcock doing that right now as he's trying to hold on to this 6th position, starting to pull away a little bit from Cofield, who's just a few rows back. Big mover so far, Kip Easley, along with Daniel Holcroft. They have been on the move, up 7 and 8 spots right here. You can see Cofield right in front of them, but Easley and Holcroft battling for that 8th and 9th position. They're going to be working together. Up front, there we go, about 3 wide, almost for the lead as Garrett Kinder going to dive down into the inside. And he is going to take over that 2nd position. Allen trying to hold on to that inside line for so long is now going to have to give way, and he might be in trouble out there on that outside line. You want to get down as soon as you possibly can now because, that, like I said, those tires are going to be getting hotter and hotter, and you can see this pack behind him is kind of caught back up. So right now the number 3 truck's in trouble. He's got to find a way to get down to the bottom, and you can see they're all nose to tail all the way back outside the top 10. So he's going to have to hope that there's a gap that he can jump in or he'll be in trouble quickly. But up front, Garrett Kinder not waiting around. He has moved up 4 spots where he started in 6th position. He's going to get kind of rooted up out of the groove. And Tracy Passes looking down to the inside. We'll see if he takes that move, and he is. Got some help from behind from the 4 of Caustic, but actually Kinder able to hold on to it. You can see Allen still stuck up there on the outside, continues to fall back just ever so slightly every single lap. I know he would love to get down to the bottom. You know, if you're real desperate, you just kind of go down there and just whack a guy on the left side, get him out of shape, try to get in front of him or something, because that right now he's in a frustrating position. Oh! Daniel Cunningham goes around. No caution as Cunningham goes around, but we had almost 3 wide for the lead. Only 1 truck goes around, so they don't throw the caution. iRacing doesn't throw it. But Cunningham goes around, and he is all by himself back here. Let's see if we can go back and see real quick on a replay if we got a chance and see exactly what happened. It looks like it was off the front bumper of Garrett Kinder. On board with Kinder here. Let's see what happened. Oh, man. Gonna kind of see, I don't know. It was just sort of a, oh, Kinder just gets there on that left rear. I don't know if he expected Cunningham to go all the way up to the wall or whatever. I'm not sure, but look at him 3 wide there for a second. But we stay green. Unfortunately for Daniel Cunningham, he will not get stage points, but I do believe he'll be fine. He's not going to go a lap down, I don't think. So he'll get caught back up, get those tires whenever the stage break comes out, but going to miss out on those really important stage points, which are going to go to the top 5. So I like it. I mean, top 10 for stage points is cool, but top 5 I think makes you have to race so much harder. And man, look at Kosick already trying to make a move here and get to the inside of Tracy Passes. He wants that stage win. And you can hear Tracy able to stay on the throttle. Actually had to lift just a tad bit off the corner, but he out front, you got that clean air. You can really stay on the throttle. You got all the downforce on the front of the truck. Yeah, you got Kosick's going to have the draft going down the straightaway, but in the corner, you just got all the downforce. The front end wants to turn. You don't have any issues making the corner, but man, look here. We got more 3 wide situations. Kinder not afraid to go 3 wide. I tell you what, if you made an 8-lane track, Kinder would try to fit the 9 lanes in it, I think. Another big mover is Lucas Lyons in the 48 machine. He has really moved up through the field, started 18th, currently running in the 5th position. And I think this style, this 30-lap stage break works really well for him because he's so aggressive, and he can definitely make moves when he needs to get up through the pack. And he has been able to do that here early in this race. He's going to get him some stage points if he can hold on to it for the next 10 laps. Alan Smith, who started on the pole, stays on the outside. I mean, he's got to get down. At some point, you're going to have to pull the ripcord, and you're just going to have to say, okay, I'm going down. And you got to back out, find a little gap, and get in there. Continuing to run up there is only going to be at your detriment. He's trying to maintain those positions, but he's got to find a gap back there, and he's got to try to get in there. It looks like he's trying to get in front of Kip, and oh my gosh, going to door slam Kip. I think he's expected him to go down to the apron. Didn't quite do it. They make some contact, but yeah, I think I'd be trying to find a gap as soon as possible. Just lift and get down to the bottom because that bleeding is continuing to happen. Now, Cunningham, I said he wasn't going to go a lap down, but here he is. Daniel Cunningham looks like he is going to lose a lap here. There's no way he's hanging on to it. He must have some damage. He seems to be well off the pace as the leaders drive right on by now. The good news for him is he will get the lucky dog, but he'll have to start at the tail end. So it really won't be too big of a deal as long as nobody else goes a lap down, and that'll be the danger. But doesn't seem to be anybody that's going to be that far back. So Cunningham's going to be in good shape. Up front, it is now a 5-car breakaway here. As you see, Tracy Passons, Michael Kosick, Cofield, Aaron Adcock, and Lucas Lyons, your top 5. We see some really wild racing, but I think you're going to see that as here comes Michael Kosick down to the inside. You see him kind of drift up off the exit of the corner. That truck a little bit tight, and that's going to open him up to his teammate, 58 of Jonathan Cofield, going down to the inside. And Kosick may be in a little bit of trouble here if that right front's starting to fade a little bit. We saw him go down to the inside on Tracy Passons, but on the exit wasn't able to hold on to it. That truck definitely struggling a little bit. Oh, my goodness, on board there, and Adcock is 58. Almost got right hooked into the wall there. Very, very close. But you see Cofield actually kind of shifted up the track a little bit off the corner. That's the right front starting to go away. But here we go. Another attempt by the number 4 to the inside of Tracy Passons. Not able to do it again. Going to have to lift off the throttle. .58 giving the 4 a shove. Didn't really go anywhere, though, so going to have to kind of settle back in. But look at the 17. He going around the outside. He's got a nose out there. Cossack having to lift just a little bit. That's going to open the door. Here comes Aaron Adcock on the outside. 5 laps to go in this first stage. And they're trying to make it a Po-Man 1-2 at the moment. Aaron looks like he is taking care of those tires. You're starting to see the ones that have been saving move their way towards the front. And now the 17 is going to hold on to that second position. Po-Man 1-2 with Tracy Passons out front. Lucas Lyons side by side with Jonathan Cofield. And that is a battle for a 4th spot. Starting to get single file here. You look to see Garrett Kinder go down to the inside of Jonathan Cofield. We'll see if he can make that move on the bottom work. Seems like the bottom is really struggling here at the end of this little run here. Not able to get off the corner. He having to scrub off too much speed. We've seen passes around the outside. Here comes Aaron Adcock. Drives it in pretty stout on the outside of turn 1. Going to get a nice run off the corner. Electing to not use it, going to give a push to his teammate. And because of it, that's the danger of doing that. You get a run like that, you almost have to use it almost every time, because you see they both got the same run, and when he had to lift or he got into the back of Tracy, that opened the door for the 4. So here we go. We're right around on the last lap here in the stage. Who is going to get second? Right now, Tracy Passons got sole. I mean, he's in control of the lead. There ain't nobody to get up there to him. But right now, it's going to be the battle for second as they come to the line. Who is going to get it? And it looks like, I have no idea. Aaron Adcock going to lead the number 4. And caution is out for the stage. So your top 5 in the stage: Tracy Passons, Aaron Adcock, Michael Kostick, Lucas Lyons with a 14-spot gain in that first run. And then Jonathan Cofield will round out your top 5 for the stage break. Daniel Cunningham happy to see it, as he has obviously some damage, and he'll get the lucky dog, and he'll be able to get back in this thing. And we'll have plenty of time to get it done. But Tracy Passons going to be your stage 1 winner. And just pretend that race says stage. But see, he led 17 laps in that thing. He was up front the whole time. And you see, he started in 7th. So pretty good little, pretty nice little run there for Tracy. All right, 4 tires and fuel is what we're going to do. I don't think we'll see anybody gamble. We saw the tires really struggle. You save the gambles for the end of the race. Tracy will lead us down into pit road. They got 3 sets in the pits, so this will be set number 2 for everyone that comes out and takes 4 tires. You definitely don't want to take 2 and give away, basically throw away a set. Everybody getting down into the stop. You want to have a good, clean stop here. It's quick and easy to have slide through your pit box, lose 2 or 3 spots. It is so difficult to go from the back to the front without a little bit of help. And here, you're not going to be able to drive really, really hard. You want to come out with this lead. Here they go. Tracy Passons is going to win battle. Oh! As the number 3 of Alan Smith, I think he burned the whole rear tires off his car trying to get off of pit road. Out of that number 1 pit stall. So Tracy will come out first. Lucas has a fantastic pit stop. He's going to come off it in second place. And he actually had a slower stop than some. Caustic just had a really terrible pit lane along with Aaron Adcock. So I don't know if they had some issues trying to get around cars or what, but they had a really slow pit lane time, pit stop. They actually were faster, so it must have been some sort of issue, but Lucas Lyon and Garrett Kinder going to benefit from it. So, in this run, going to be, I mean, man, it's really going to be about taking care of your stuff, especially if we get a long green flag run. You know, anybody who saves their tires now will be there at the end of this thing if you have to run 30, 35 laps. Now, the problem is you got to balance it. And we don't have full fuel, 75% fuel load, so that kind of takes away the long run ability. So you can't save too much. You have to kind of balance it out. You got to try to hold on track position. You can't lose too many spots. But you also can't go full bore. We already saw some folks really struggling at the end of that stage. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's bring Tracy Passons up into the booth. Tracy, this is Eddie.
What's going on, Eddie?
Well, you got you're getting ready to go green here. I think you got another lap to go, so we won't keep you too long. But you're able to get that stage win, and it looked like it was a lot of fun out there. What were you noticing here early, and what do you got to plan for? You're going to have a little bit less than 90 laps in this final stage. And if it goes green, what's your plan? How are you going to attack these last little bit?
I'm going to try to slow down a little bit and try to keep the lead if I can and keep that right front good and new for as long as I can, you know, and hope nobody pushes the issue too bad.
Well, what were you noticing in the truck? How was it handling? What was it? What were the peculiars of it in that first run?
It was handling good, and it just started to pick up a little push there because I was running it pretty hard, you know. I just started feeling the front end push a little bit. Had to change up my gas and entry, you know, a little bit.
Well, seemed like clean air is where you want to be, so you've got it. Going to try to hang on to it. Good luck here, Tracy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Eddie.
There's stage 1 winner, Tracy Passons. Takes home all those stage points. That'll be good going forward. All right, well, first stage out of the way. How aggressive are some of these folks going to be? Someone like Daniel Cunningham, who was running up front, actually was in front and gets turned and now is back in 21st. How aggressive is he going to be to get up through the field? Probably going to be able to make it on one more stop from here, I would imagine. They'll be able to go to about lap 70, which will be good enough for them to make it to the end. So we'll see if that plays out or if we get one of those cautions. It can change everything. Get ready to go green here at Vegas. Tracy Passons, stage 1 winner. He'll lead us down to the green flag, and we'll get this final stage in so you can come away with the victory. Good start for Tracy Passons. He had Garrett Kinder right behind him. Able to give him a nice push. And so you got pole man 1, 2, 3 at the moment. You got the number 4, Michael Cossack, going to the inside of Lucas Lyon. So Lucas will go from 2nd all the way to 5th on that first lap, and that's just due to the outside not being strong when you're full throttle. You think of it like Daytona, Talladega, but without, a draft. That bottom side of the track, this small, the inside's where you want to be when you're full throttle because it's the shortest way around the track. So First lap seemed like the outside struggling a little bit, but Lucas going to fall in line there in 5th. Alex Smith, your pole sitter, he is way back in 11th as he is, well, you saw him struggling there to get down to the bottom. It was really tough as they were just lined up, nowhere for him to go. But now he is falling back to the 11th, going to have to work his way back up towards the front. No, he's got the speed. Aaron Adcock loses a spot to Kostick as these drivers not waiting around. And I think Garrett Kinder saw the number 4 looking down to the inside, and he said, sorry, Tracy, got to go. Bye-bye. So the number 13 going to go to the lead, jump up in front of the 53, but the number 4 is coming. Here comes Aaron Adcock down to the inside of Lucas Lyon. Lucas made a pass on him. He's trying to get it back. And now it's going to be side-by-side for second place between Michael Kostick and Tracy Passons. And Kostick got a big enough run. He's going to go for the lead here. And they're running hard. Those first 3 or 4 laps, you really want to make sure you get as much track position as you can, as you don't want to get marred back in traffic. So you can't really lift if you're up front. You plan on staying up here. You got to fight for it. That's exactly what's happening here. Everybody's taking every single run they can get, trying to get that track position. If you can get out front, especially once the tires start to wear, that front's going to be where you want to be. And right now, I mean, we got tandem drafting going on. Got top side with Tracy Patterson, Garrett Kinder, and Lucas Lyon giving a big push to Michael Kostick out front. So they are really fighting here with the 53 all over the back bumper of Garrett Kinder, pushing him down into the corner. You can see that outside line just, oh, Kinder. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide for 3rd place. Kinder going to get way up out of the groove, and he is going to lose a ton of spots there. He's got Kip Easley behind him. But Garrett Kinder, that one little move, and you can see just how important momentum is here at this track. One wrong move, one lift, one get out of the groove, and all of a sudden you're back in the hornet's nest. That's where Garrett Kinder is now. He's battling for the lead just a few laps ago. Now is battling for what is 6th, 7th, and 8th. And you see Ray Rogers there in the 51. We haven't really talked about him yet so far. But see him in that 51. Down on the bottom right behind Jonathan Cofield, just trying to stay tucked in on that 58, continue to move forward. And you see Aaron out on the outside. That outside line will come in later. We've already seen it where the outside line can really make some moves. But if you spend too much time up there, I mean, I think it's so tough because there's nowhere for him to go. He can't just get down as much as he would like to. He just can't. He's trying to get down. We may have some contact here as Daniel Holcroft is down on the inside and caution is out. Daniel Holcroft in that number 2. That left front is all toe up, and he is not going to go get a fast repair for some reason, and he's going to tow. Well, let's go back and see what happened. Kinder Farm Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Chuck Feltz. Oh, they're going to make contact right off the corner. Going board with Chuck here is Holcroft going to drive down to the inside here. And as they come off the corner, yeah, it's a tough deal there. It's tough because it's just 2 schools of thought here. Holcroft's thinking he's going to go all the way out to the wall immediately, and Chuck is thinking he's going to hold it down low. And when that happens, they just come together and make some contact. Unfortunately for Holcroft, he goes right up into the wall. Now, I'm not really sure. He still had a fast repair. I'm not really sure why he elected to just tow here. He had, I think, his motor blew. So he had no option. That's why he towed. Well, there you go. Yeah, so you hear the motor expire right there. He had no choice. So, unfortunate there for that driver. I mean, he was really fast tonight. And so we're going to see fuel only, looks like right now. Everybody knowing we had to make one more stop. Want to be able to go as far as you possibly can, I guess. And thinking about the math, you can go about 35 laps, so that's going to get you to right at lap 80. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking it was a 100-lap race, so no wonder they're coming down. It's 120 laps. Darren broadcast was blind as a bat. I said 120 at the beginning of the race, and for some reason I was doing math for 80. So, okay, well, this makes a lot more sense. This will get you there on one more stop now. So, they're all coming down for that fuel. However, they want to come down and get their next. They only got 2 more sets of tires. You don't want to burn it here too early, not even halfway. So I think that's a smart call. Looks like everybody except for Kip Easley comes down and takes fuel only. And Garrett Kinder, I can't tell if he took maybe right sides only. He was in the box for 12.5 seconds, so he may have just gotten fuel only with some damage fixed. Kip Easley, though, 14.9 seconds. That's usually a 4-tire stop, but he may have been getting some damage too. We saw him make contact with somebody a little bit earlier. So we'll see. I mean, if somebody comes roaring to the front, I guess we'll know. Well, it's been a really good race up front so far. Give you some updates on the biggest movers at the moment. And, of course, Lucas Lyon from 18th to 1st comes out of pit road with the lead here. So he has definitely been on the move. Jonathan Cofield there in the 3rd spot. He has moved up 8 spots. You got Alan Nash back here in 7th. He has started in 19th and all the way up into the 7th position. So it is getting... I mean, it's getting down to it. I mean, we're not halfway just yet, so we still got a long way to go. But I think the guys who are going to be up front have kind of moseyed their way up here. Cunningham was able to get himself back to 11th position there. So good recovery so far for him. He'd probably happy to see that caution, honestly. All right. Green flag back out. Lucas Lyon with the outside starting position. Going to drop down in front of his teammate, Michael Costa. Bandits Motorsports, and Lucas Lyon will go to the front. They're going to control that bottom line, and Tracy Pass is going to be stuck up on the outside with nowhere to go at the moment. Like Clint Reese has called it quits in the number 6 truck, and Daniel Holcroft did get that fast repair after that caution came out and that contact with the wall. Now look at this 3 wide we got back here. Garrett Kinder, Daniel Cunningham, and Kyle Roberts making it 3 wide. Looks like Cunningham going to be the one that backs out, and Dedman there in the 19. He's going to be down on the bottom with Kip Easley. Now making a move on the inside. Kinder able to get down to the bottom. You can see you do not want to be in that middle lane if you can help it at all. We'll keep an eye on that 8 truck, Kip Easley. He's the one that stayed the longest in pit road, so we'll be interested to see if he came away with 4 tires. He seems to be moving pretty quickly here, so we'll see. They didn't have that many laps on those tires, but it don't take long. These first 5 laps can be really, really strong because you can pretty much run wide open. And you can see he's able to take every single run. So I'm wondering if Kip didn't take those 4 tires because he is really moving at the moment. You see right there, just look at the closing speed he's got on Aaron Adcock. Aaron going to block that run, and Kip's going to have to actually lift a little bit. But Aaron going down to the inside of Josh Lokovitz. This is all the battle for 6th position here. I mean, you can see it's almost like a plate race for about 5 to 10 laps, as you can just run flat out. So the draft is so important. So you got to try to position your truck where you can. As here we go, we got some more blocking going on as both Tracy and the 17 go down to try to block the 8, and the 53 is going to go to the inside of Ray Rogers here and try to take over that 4th position. But Michael Cofield holding on to that top spot for the moment. Tracy still working the inside of Ray Rogers. Kip Easley has jumped up to the outside, trying to find some place to make those tires work. He knows he's the fastest car on the track. He definitely has 4 tires. Tracy Bass is going to get a little bit loose here, so Kip going to get a nice run off the corner with Ray. Ray's going to clear Tracy, and we'll see if Kip can get down to the bottom. He can. Now he's going to look down to the inside of Ray. So this number 8 truck is moving right now as he is trying to make do of those tires. If he can get out front, that's where he wants to be. He's got one less set of tires than everybody else. If it stays green, it's going to be a good strategy for him because he can continue to take advantage of this, and everybody else's tires are going to fall off. He really hasn't, I don't think, abused them at the moment. So it's not really hurting him too bad. Now we'll see if he can pull away once he gets out front. That'll be the tricky the part of it, but it doesn't really matter. That clean air is so important. If he's got the freshest tires and clean air, he is in a really good spot, and he can make a pull away from this field. So he is going for the lead down to the inside of Lucas Lyon. Lucas is going to try to make it a little bit difficult for him, but I just think those tires are going to be too good as he comes off the corner. Lucas trying to hold on. We're going to say, oh my gosh, they're going to make contact into the wall. Here goes Costick down to the inside. No patience. Is there 4 wide, and now Aaron makes contact with Ray up into the wall, and we got the big one. I can't click them. There's too many drivers going around, and Aaron Adcock backwards on the track. Michael Costick, motor, trying to expire on him. Is he going to be able to get down to pit road? Costick still got that fast repair, and he is going to be able to get down pit road. He's going to have to enter a closed pit. He doesn't want to do that, but his motor may give out at any moment, and he'll have to tow. He does not want to do that. He wants to get down, take the fast repair, and take the penalty to make sure that he can stay on the lead lap if possible, but not lose a motor and have to tow. We saw Holcroft go 2 laps down under caution, having to tow. It looks like Costick going to be able to get down on pit road, no problem. And let's go take a look at that. That was all started with Lucas. We may have missed it. May not have gone back far enough. Yeah, let's go back here and watch it again. And Kip Easley just going for the lead here. I don't know. We'll see what happened. Right here is where it seemed to happen. Yeah, I mean, Lucas just comes down. He just side drafting aggressively. And for it to be, you know, I don't want to pick on Lucas, but, I mean, Kip's got fresher tires. He's going to pass you. And in that moment, you know, you just kind of have to let him go and say, we're going to have to, but he holds him down like they're at a plate track. And Kip's thinking we're going to go out to the wall, and that's not what happened. So, unfortunately, those 2 drivers really didn't get hurt, but you can see, my goodness, can't even catch them. There's too many people moving around. Let's go back, watch from Aaron's point of view. Yeah, I think that was unnecessary. And you can see they're going to end up 4 wide here. And Aaron comes back up on the track, hits Ray. Ray able to save it. What a great save by Ray Rogers. And Aaron and Kyle Roberts both involved. But all that being said, I think I mean, I think that worked out really well for these guys up here. I mean, for Lucas, while he did, I really do think that was unnecessary. But, it's just hard racing. It's hard to say. It wasn't on purpose for sure. I just think Kip was definitely gonna get him eventually. So he just kind of lived to fight another day. But at the same time, it did kind of work out for Lucas, because now Kip is in trouble. Kip is now down a set of tires. They just took their next to last set, and Kip had to go down. He didn't have a choice. He had to go down and take his last set. So for Kip, maybe he could have been more patient. Maybe he could have gave a little bit more room. You could tell a couple different sides of the story, and but for Kip Easley, that's the worst thing that could have happened, because that caution forced him to come down and take tires, or he's gonna kind of lose all the ground that he has gained. But they still have to stop one more time, and he's not going to have a set of tires. So tough break there for Kip, as that's really going to ruin that strategy call. It was definitely an aggressive call to come down and take tires at that moment, but it was working out for him. And had it stayed green, I think he would have been in really good shape. You see the 6th there, Clint Reese, he disconnected. He came back out on the track in that number 6 Exxon Chevrolet. He is 2 laps down. Daniel Holcroft is going to get the lucky dog. He'll go to 1 lap down, and he'll need another caution to get back on the lead lap. Clint Reese going to need at least 3 cautions, assuming we don't get any more lap down trucks to get back on the lead lap with the lucky dog. It looks like Clint Reese going to get the waiver round, so worked out good for him. My brain must be scrambled eggs at this point. Well, that tore up a lot of trucks. Harry Nadcock gets a fast repair. Chuck Phelps, I think, has already used his. Kostick had to use his earlier, but he is down at the back of the field. Up front, Alan Nash is down to fast repair. Christian Dedman, Daniel Cunningham from that earlier incident down to fast repair. Tracy Pass and Kyle Roberts all used that fast repair on that last wreck. So definitely going to have to be careful moving forward here. We're not even halfway. We're just now going to cross the line for this green flag to be halfway. So a long way to go in this race. Well, all right, pace truck gonna pull off. Lucas Lyons, Jonathan Cofield gonna be your front row here, and Kip Easley there on the inside with Garrett Kinder on the outside of row number 2 into the restart zone. And Cofield kind of waits on the throttle there, probably gonna want to jump down right to the bottom, as Garrett Kinder gonna get a great jump on the outside. And Kip Easley, I don't know if he missed a shift or what, but and he is falling back. I don't know if he's got damage or what from that incident, but yeah, it seems like he is falling back. He definitely went in and got tires, so I don't know if he's just trying to save them. And at this point, that's probably not a bad idea. Just try to save those tires. I think he is on his last set. But Lucas, he may have some damage as well, as man, he is falling back like a rock. He gets passed by Cofield, who takes the lead, and Lucas, in one fell swoop, falls back to 5th. Man, look at all these drivers up here trying to make their way towards the front. Somebody we hadn't talked about just yet is Charles Stevens here. Cunningham trying to make a move here on Kip Easley. Going to go down to the inside. Got a big run in this 84 machine. A little bit of lift going down in 3 and 4. Kind of breathing the throttle on exit. Make sure he can stay down on the bottom. And now he's looking at this battle for 3rd place. Caution is out. Looks like Lucas Lyon and Christian Dedman. Lucas Lyon into the wall. The 48 goes into the wall, and caution is back out. What happened to Lucas? Take a look at your Kinder Farm Ranch Wreckage Rewind. He is he's stuck on the outside with nowhere to go. We'll see exactly what happened to him. We rewound pretty far. He's got the 19 on his back bumper, and we'll see. Oh, the 19's going to get into the 35. And when that happens, 35 gets into the 48. And that brings out our caution. Take a look at it from the 19's point of view if I can. Just giving a big shove, going to go down, grab the 35, we'll back it up just a little bit. You can see right here, Deadman comes down and just right hooks the 35, and then he catches Lucas. And they go for a ride. Well. Daniel Holcroft going to get that lucky dog yet again, and he finds himself back on the lead lap. How about that? You can't beat it. I mean, he was blown up, and I was criticizing him for why did you take the tow? And he blew his motor. Couldn't get back to pit road, had tow for 3 minutes, went down 2 laps, and here just over halfway, Daniel Holcroft got that number 2 machine back on the lead lap. So he is ready to roll. He is ready to get back in this thing. And the way things are going at the moment, he may not have that many trucks to pass. So, man, what an awesome job by him. That's why you stay in it, stay with it. And if you keep your head in it, you get back into it and have a chance to come back and try to get a win. He's still in this thing. He's got a long way to go. Probably going to need a couple more cautions if he's going to win the race. But he's got a lot of opportunity for a great finish here. He's going to come down pit road. Lucky Dog gets to come down and pit if he needs to. We'll see if he's got any tires left. That'll be the tricky thing. But he brings that number 2 machine down on pit road. And back in this thing, Daniel Holcroft. But Garrett Kinder was able to make the pass for the lead, and him and Alan Nash run 1-2. Jonathan Cofield feeling kind of lonely up here right at the moment, as all of his teammates have been involved in incidents so far in this race. Lucas Lyon back down pit road. He was able to get that fast repair and get back out there, but he runs in 18th. Michael Kostick had to use his fast repair. He's in 12th. And Cofield, I think, nearest teammate is Daniel Cunningham, who has recovered after that early spin and is now back up to 6th position. So this really played into his hands very nicely. He's, he was up front. He was making a lot of moves and moved up from his starting position up to the front and was just riding, and he took the lead and got hooked. And now finds himself right outside the top 5 looking in. So should get the 1 to go here. We'll get back racing. Still a long way to go. We're just at an hour. So at this pace, we're looking at about a 2-hour race. So may go get you a drink and come back. We're going to be here for a while. Looks like Christian Deadman has called it quits after that incident. So that'll be our first DNF of the race. Still 20 drivers in this thing. Clint Reese, the only driver that is a lap down. He's 2 laps down at the moment. Everybody else, all 19 other drivers, back on the lead lap. But we've seen it. It's been tough. It's been tough. But as we have used these tire sets, some drivers, I think we might be done on tires. I don't know if somebody's got a set of tires left or not. But I mean, we've seen, no, everybody should everybody except for Kip should have one more set of tires left, I think. And I haven't been watching Kip all race. If I had something to tell me how many sets to use, I'm trying to guess. I just don't know sometimes. Kip has gone down pit road 3 times, which is the same as the leader. So he may have another set still in the bank. He may have not used the set of tires on the stage break, which have been pretty smart. So he may be okay. I might just be doing my normal wheel spinning. The green flag back out. Cofield, Garrett Kinder battling hard for the lead. Cofield trying to push him out front is Alan Nash. Cunningham, who ain't playing around, he said, you know what? Fast Bear is gone. I got to get up here and get out of the mess. And he's now looking down to the inside, using that inside line to his advantage, using the draft from his teammate, and trying to get himself up into the top 3. And he is going to do that as 58 gives a shove to the 13. Got him out of shape, out of whack a little bit, but they're able to grab it and get back rolling. Some teammates battling here for 5th and 6th. That's Josh Lokovitz and Charles Stevens with Kip Easley right behind him. And we've seen it over and over again. That outside line just not where you want to be. Look at Aaron Adcock here. We saw him sitting backwards, lost the front rear bumper. Now he's back up into the mix. That's the best thing about iRacing now. I mean, it just depends on the type of league that you want to run, what you're trying to do. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Daniel Cunningham going to go around and get Charles Stevens. Oh, and a big one. Another one as they go around. And, boy, that is going to clean the field out. Daniel Holcroft, who had just got back on the lead lead lap, was involved in that one. And it all started up front as I think Alan Nash just did not, I don't know, he just didn't know that Cunningham was there or something, because he just came down as Cofield kind of cut him off. He tried to make a wild move. Let's go on board with Cunningham and see exactly what happened. As though that would go a little bit too far. Yeah, I mean, you could see it right there. It may have been a bad bump from the 79, actually. We'll go on board with Josh Lokovitz here. Back it up just a tad, and watch right here, is that's where it's going to come from. I thought maybe Allen was trying to make an evasive move, and this all happens on the backstretch. See, they're just trying to make this outside work, so they're working real hard. But right here, just a bad push as, Alan Nash tries the lifting. I think he was trying to get in this hole here. I'm not sure, but he lifts. When he does, the 79 just gets into him. You can see it happening one more time. You're going to see just a mess as it all happens right in front of it. Look at Holcroft, really nowhere to go as he gets run over from behind. The 96 just plows in there. Watching Cunningham, is he going to get hit by it? And watch, he kind of just gets going, and man, Kip Easley gets the 84 as the Brandon Wallace just, man, they just piling in. Just can't get a dadgum good camera angle to save my life. Go on board with Brandon Wallace here and watch this thing. Currently just riding under caution, so might as well break it down as much as we can. You can see he can't see nothing. And he's got some old reflexes, so you can see he's really struggling to get on the brakes. We saw the smoke, but it's hard to react. And when you're as old as Brandon is, you have to add another second or two before the reaction happens. You can see the wreck right here. He doesn't start braking until right there, and it was just too late. But really, he had nowhere to go. It just happened so fast. Charles Stevens gets lifted up off the ground by Kip Easley here. He's going to be right in front of this. Whoop. Lucas Lyon spins down to the bottom of the 6. Clint Reese gets involved, and you can see, I believe that's Tracy Passons gets a little bit of that as well. Well, back under caution. Take a look at our cautions. 5 cautions so far tonight, one of them being the stage break, so 4 cautions due to contact. And it's honestly just been, man, it feels just a little bit, a lot of these have just felt unnecessary. I understand guys are racing hard, but this is a pretty long race. 120 laps at a mile and a half is a little bit higher than normal. You know, I know track position's so important. Everybody's fighting for it to be towards the front. The run's making it difficult to just ride. You know, you can't just sit here and just, well, I'll just ride behind second place. You're just going to get eat up with the runs that these guys are getting. So I understand it's tough, but a lot of these wrecks have just been kind of unnecessary. You kind of wonder if these guys go back and look and go, man, did I need to do that? You know, Lucas and Kip getting together. Did we need to be racing that close together? The wreck that just happened there, Josh Lukovich, you know, did I need to really give him, you know, be that close, trying to bump draft him on the outside, and we could kind of settle in. You know, all these things in retrospect are easy decisions to make. But I think it's just some aggressive driving, guys trying to position themselves up front. It's just this is where you're kind of in a weird box. This is racing that you don't, it's hard to navigate. It's hard to go to the back and just ride because you saw guys at the back just getting involved in it anyway. It's a weird thing because Talladega, Daytona, you can go to the back, you can ride for a while. You got the draft, you can work your way to the front. But here, you got maybe 15 laps before the tires start to go away, and it's going to be really tough to make passes. So I think that's where we're seeing this aggressiveness and this, just inability to kind of calm down and take it easy. We've seen that. If you take it easy and just ride on the top, you end up going back to 10th place, and you may not be able to get it back. So I think it's just a product of the racing right here, or the package and how everything's playing out. But it has definitely been wild here after that first stage break. But Garrett Kinder with the lead. Going to go through the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out. And, man, that outside again does not get a great jump. Cofield slow through the gears. Going to stack up that whole top line. As Alan Nash and Garrett Kinder get away. And Aaron Adcock there on the bottom. Like I said, after that incident, we had some. Oh, here we go. Alan Nash goes down to the inside. Like I said, you can't wait around. If you lift, somebody's going to go around you from behind you. So, I mean, Alan Nash has to take that run, and you can see they're 2x2 at the moment. So Garrett Kinder trying to hold off on that outside, but it is going to be very, very tough. Side by side, the 17 pushing the 27. The 58 going to give a push to the 13. They are hauling the mail at the moment. Garrett goes way up the track off of 2. I don't know if he's trying to find a spot to get in because he knows up there at the top going to be struggling, but you can see the guys in the back. I mean, there's a lot of damaged trucks at the moment. And I said after that wreck, it's going to be tough for some of these guys to get back up towards the front with those damaged trucks. Fast repairs are all but gone. My goodness, Alan Nash really taking a lot of liberty there with his teammate. I'm not sure if Aaron was planning on giving him the room to come back up, but that was almost big contact as now that outside line's got 2 or 3 drivers in it that's really pushing. And Garrett Kinder's got a truck out front, and he's going to go right back down to the bottom. And he'll take that lead with a power move on the outside. He's going to control both lanes. It looks like kind of like a plate race. Man, look at him go. Garrett Kinder now goes down to the bottom, and now Cofield's starting to fall back. Pushed the 13 out there. Now he's got 79 behind him. And oh my goodness, what a move by Cofield to stick that 58 truck between the 27 and 17. And that was a big move. I mean, that is a big time move. And Aaron Adcock gave him a little push, and I don't appreciate that. But hey, that's the kind of move that's going to win you the race. As he had to get down to the bottom because, I mean, you don't want to stay up top. You'll burn those tires up if you're not careful. You run up top too long, that's going to burn your tires up. We got a good long run going, towards the end of this race. So Cofield wants to get down to the bottom, and ooh, Alan Nash going to drift up off the corner. Alan Smith into the wall. Ooh, almost had an accident as he's able to hang on to it, but almost a scary moment there for the three as they're going to now go 3 wide, but up front, Ginder holding off. A hard charge. Here comes the 58, and that's exactly why he made that move. He had to make that move. You probably think, wow, that was aggressive. Why did he have to try to fit that truck in there as tight as he did? But look what he gained from it. He was able to get up here now taking the lead. So Aaron could have given him a big push. Aaron thought about going down to the inside. Cofield blocked the bottom here. Guys, we still got 40 laps to go, and look how hard these guys are racing. I said this was a family affair, but I don't know. It does kind of seem like a family affair. It seems like how family events go. You go to Thanksgiving, it's just a big, everybody get mad at each other sometimes. So this is like the way it's going to go tonight. This is basically Thanksgiving. Man, what a great race up front. Cofield now falls back to the 13. He's going to have a run. He's going to look down to the inside. No, he decides to hang on. 17 going to get right on the back bumper of the 58, but nowhere to go at the moment. Alan Nash still on the outside. The 17 going to go down to the inside. The 58 going to block. The 17 goes to the outside now. I don't think that's where you want to be. Tires are starting to wear. The 25 laps on this stint. Actually, maybe it is where you want to be. The 17 gets a nice run off of turn 4. We'll see how it does down in turns 1 and 2. He works the sort of the middle lane above that first seam. Able to hold on pretty well. Cofield having a scrub speed off the corner. Here's where 17 really got a nice run off the exit last time. He's down on, he's pinching him down, not allowing him to come off the corner. And when he does, he's going to get a nice run right here off turn number 4. Not as good as last time, but he is still holding on to that 58. Might as well run it hard. You still got to go down and make a pit stop soon. After we cross the line, should be in the pit window, so we'll see if anybody decides to come down pit road. You'd like to come down with your teammates, so hopefully at this moment you're talking to your team. You're talking to whoever's on your team or whoever's around you, and you're trying to get teamed up with 2 or 3 drivers to come down pit road as they cross the stripe. We are in the pit window to make it to the end. Does anybody have a set of tires left? I think we do. I think most everybody should have a set left in the pits. So when do you make that call to come down pit road? That's always a great question. It's really hard to make that decision. You come down early, a caution comes out, and your race is basically over. I think if you're up front, I think you just kind of wait around, see what everybody else is going to do, and kind of go based off that. They should have about 6-7 laps of fuel still in these trucks. We'll see when they decide to pull the trigger and come down pit road. Right now, Bowman controls the front. The 17 able to take that outside line and make it work and get up to that second position. Now what does he do? Does he go for the lead, or does he try to just push his teammate, the 13, and keep him out front? We've seen those pushes. We've seen when somebody gets over there and pushes somebody, all it does is pull the pack back to them. You can see exactly that's what happened. Is Cofield got a nice run there. Let's see if the 17 tries to block him. 58 going to look down to the inside. The 17 doesn't even think twice. Goes right up to the outside line. Assumed he was going to dive bomb him, and he just takes it around the middle line trying to defend and able to hold on to it for the moment. See Kip Easley, that 8 machine down on the bottom, trying to move his way up towards the front as they continue to run side by side. 17 and 58 just won't quit. This is the battle for the lead. We're watching the battle for second place as they continue to go side by side. When will we go down pit road? Who's going to make that first call? Oh my goodness, they're wrecking again, the 27. Oh my goodness, and Michael Kostick involved. No caution though, as caution's not going to fly as they were able to keep it going. They never actually spun out entirely as the wall kept it from happening. So the 27, we'll see if we can go back and see exactly what happened there between those two drivers. But you see they were 3 wide here, and Alan Nash going to come up and just act like he didn't know that the Kostick was there, unfortunately. See Kostick there getting the run on the outside, and yeah, I don't think that Alan Nash knew that he was there because he was definitely just coming up, and man, that's so frustrating. But no caution. You see the 27 never actually spun out. He still yawed enough that the iRacing doesn't throw the caution. But we stay green. Couple guys going a lap down. Kyle Roberts has been down 10 laps. He's going down 10 laps here after that incident. Got a lot of damage to that 35. That wreck really kind of spread the field out. I don't see anybody come down pit road just yet. Cofield is back in 5th. You got Garrett Kinder, Aaron Adcock, Josh Lokovich, top 3. They're kind of spread out at the moment. When do they come down pit road? They should be right at that fuel window. This field's starting to fan out as guys are dropping like flies. See these boys up front, 13 and 17, really trying to work together. Aaron Adcock giving him a shove, going down to the corner, then lifting, trying to stay right on his back bumper. But it just seems like you don't get enough run to really push the front driver out there. All it seems to do when you do that is bring the other guys right to you. So it is it's a tough deal trying to work with your teammates. I think that's why we've seen so many folks just jump out there and try to take the lead whenever they could. Pit road, here we go. Aaron Adcock and Garrett Kinder pulled the trigger, and here down pit road to go. Somebody along with him was Charles Stevens Jr. He's got a pretty big gap back there. I'm sure he would love to get connected with these guys. I can't see who else is coming down pit road. Looks like Chuck Phelps is bringing that 75 down pit road. Haven't really talked too much about Chuck. We saw him involved in a couple incidents. But he is still in this thing. He's going to have to try to get caught up, take him a little swig of a non-alcoholic beverage, I'm sure, YouTube. But he is going to try to get caught up with his teammates. Why did I say Charles Stevens? I've clicked on Chuck 3 times, but it looks like he's going to get left behind. Having to take those 4 tires, not like in a plate race where you can take just fuel only. You have to take 4 tires and fuel to make it to the end of this thing. He does not have any friends at the moment, as he is pretty far behind, but trying to come in with his teammates. But he is going to be seconds behind Garrett Kinder and Aaron Adcock. Well, Kip Easley now has the lead with Brandon Wallace there about 1.3 seconds back. Those drivers have yet to they came down, I think they've got another 10 laps or so on fuel. Ray Rogers should be coming in right now. Him and Cofield are actually on pit road, so they give up those positions. And right now, it's tough. You've got now the problem, it depends on if they get hooked up or if they're kind of spread out. That'll be the kicker for Kip and Brandon. But they can run another, and Daniel Holcroft the same way, although Holcroft is a lap down to these two leaders. But these guys can go another 10 laps or so. They must have come down on that last caution and gotten some fuel, so they can go another 10 laps. So if we have an incident or a wreck, these guys are going to be trapped a lap down, and Holcroft's going to get the lucky dog, and it's going to be a three-way battle if the caution comes out at any point during this last stint, because all these guys have to do is one of them has to stay out and you trap everybody a lap down. And boy, I bet Kip would love to see that caution. I think I don't know if he's used that final set of tires or not. We'll see once he decides to come down pit road, but he's got that lead. Now, going back towards the 4th position, this is a battle between what will likely cycle around to be your leaders if we stay green. Garrett Kinder there in 4th, Cofield in 5th, and Josh Lokovitz there in 6th. Now, don't mind the timing there. You can just see that they're a lap down. But this is all a battle for position as Josh Lokovitz not going to hang around and ride behind the 58. They're going to get connected. And we'll see if Lokovitz now he's going to go to the outside of Garrett Kinder. 17 though going to get on the back bumper of the 13. We'll see if Lokovitz can make that move work. Actually back this up just a little bit. You can see. My goodness, the 13 gets up out of shape off the corner, and that opens the door here for the 79. Oh, they're going to race down to the, my goodness, what's going on? This is all a battle for position here. Got a lap truck right in front of him. That's Daniel Holcroft right there. So this is going to be another battle for position as here comes the 17. We're going to make it 3. How about 4 wide here at Las Vegas? Holcroft well off the pace. The 79-13, they're all racing. I mean, this is a battle for what will be the lead, so I can understand why. Still waiting on Kip and Brandon. This is a battle for 3rd at the moment. These guys are lapped down. They are coming out of turn 2 right now at the moment, and Brandon Wallace going into turn 3. He is right behind Kip Easley, so they're racing to try to unlap themselves. They got about a straightaway to do it. And if they get a caution, they're going to be in trouble. So it may be why they're racing so dang hard is a caution right now. I mean, they're racing for what will be the lucky dog, actually. So I don't blame them. If a caution comes out, whoever's leading this pack, is going to get the lucky dog. So no wonder they're racing so hard. You know, if I think about something, I should just wait a couple laps and I'll come to the conclusion eventually. But I was wondering why the heck the race is so hard. But now that they passed Daniel Holcroft, Josh Lokovitz is in the lucky dog position. And a caution comes out, he is going to be the big winner, and the guys behind him are going to be big old losers. But the way it's looking at the moment, the field's pretty spread out. This is really where the caution might come from. So you got to wonder, like, they don't know that. We get to see the whole picture, and there's really not much going on. Not many trucks come really close to each other. So if a caution comes out from right here, that'd be the worst place for it to happen. So it doesn't really look like they're going to have a caution. So they just need to ride and wait for the 899 to come down pit road, which is going to be soon. No, Holcroft. Slow on the track. See, may have come out of pit road. Here they come. Both drivers coming down pit road. So all that is out the window. They tried the best they could. They're going to come down, and we'll see if Kip has 4 tires to get. Yeah, he does. So he did a great job. I think he had to have not taken tires to the stage break, which I think was probably a good call. Had that caution not come out, he'd have been in good shape. You see Brandon Wallace does not have tires, or took 2. I'm not real sure, but they're going to come around right here. Here comes Josh Lokovitz to inherit the lead, and now here it is, the top 4. This is the battle for what will be the win if we stay green. The top 4, Josh Lokovitz, Garrett Kinder, Aaron Adcock, and Jonathan Cofield. Then you have to go back about 4 seconds to Ray Rogers here in the 5th position. He's got Charles Stevens behind him. They're trying to work together, but they're not going to be able to catch these drivers up here without some sort of incident, caution, or just a complete meltdown by the top 4. So Ray going to need some help if he's going to get up here and win this thing. While all this is going on, Daniel Cunningham, I think, is back here behind Jonathan Cofield. He is at 08. Who's made it all the way to the front and then got turned there. And now is 19 laps down. But it looks like he's got that damage fixed. He's going to go up there and try to help his teammate win this race. Those guys racing really hard. Do they have the tires? I mean, they're racing for a reason. They had to try to get that lucky dog position, had that caution come out. But did you burn the tires up now? Who was able to save it? Who's got the tires to get 10 more laps here and get to the end of this thing? Lokovitz not feeling good at the moment as he does not have a teammate with him. Garrett Kinder, Aaron Adcock, your pole man drivers. Then you got Cofield and Cunningham, Bandits behind them. They'll obviously be working together. Try to clog those lanes if possible. Lokovitz, his teammate, closest teammate, I believe, is Charles Stevens Jr. back in 6th with Ray Rogers. But he's in a good spot. He's got the lead, but we haven't seen anybody be able to hold on to the lead for very long. So we'll see. When's it going to happen? Garrett Kinder going to get a nice run down the straightaway, but doesn't take it. Just 8 laps or 9 laps to go in this race. 13 going to move up by the lane. Don't know if he's trying to get a run. What is he trying to do here? There he is. Here comes the battle for the lead. Down to the inside goes the 13. But I guarantee you, at this point, the 79, and the 13 gets a little bit tight from middle exit. Come off the corner. They almost make a little bit of contact. Almost make contact again as Lokovitz does not want to give the lead up. The 17 going to give a push to the 13 as they go down into turn 1. Lokovitz now going to have to fight hard. Back on the outside. He is now in 2nd. See if Kinder can move up in front of him. And he does. So Garrett Kinder takes over the lead, slides up in front of the 79, and the 79 is going to be able to win the run off the corner, drop down into 2nd. Now here comes the 17. Now he's in trouble. The 58 goes to the outside. It is go time apparently as here comes Cofield with help with his teammate. Got a lap truck up here. Who is that? Are they going to be a factor? No, they stay out of the way. That's Lucas Lyons. The 58 now to the right rear quarter panel of Lokovitz. He's going to go around the outside. That outside is looking strong. The 13 going to go up to block. Is he going to block the top side? No, he doesn't. He leaves the bottom open. Here comes the 79. He's got the 58. We're 3 wide for the lead off of turn 4. We still got 6 laps to go here in this race. It's Cunningham giving a push to his teammate, trying to get him out front. I think the 58 has been making that outside work. We've seen as the tires start to wear, they're about 20 laps in, that outside is pretty dang strong, and he has got somebody locked to his bumper, and he is going to take over the lead. The 58 out front with just 6 laps to go, coming to 5. We've seen that lead not be a very safe place. Now, Cunningham has gotten his teammate out front. How much of a factor is he going to play from here on out? He did what he set out to do. Is he going to continue to be a part of this race? It looks like he is going to fight off Loki for the third. Well, I mean, it's not for third, but it's the third car in line. Cunningham starting to fall back just a little bit. Now, what do we have as far as tires left in this thing? Cofield starting to look a little strong, almost breaking away here as he's been able to get that clean air. You know, if you're Lokovich, I wonder if you look back and go, dadgummit, why did I go 3 wide? I didn't need to do that. Because that definitely allowed the 58 to get out front. Let's see what the 13's got. If there's anybody that's got something left in the tank who can find that little reserve tank, that's the 13. Trying to get that draft going. Makes a little bit of contact with the wall, but you can see dirty air just makes it so difficult. He's trying to turn that wheel, stay in that draft, but not scrub any speed. 3 laps to go. You can see him getting the run. Just not getting the runs he was getting. Look how much wheel he's got to put into it coming off of turn 4. It's a 2-horse race at this point. Kinder starting to pull away. See that gap back to Lokovich. They get side by side. It'll definitely pull them back in, but I don't know. I don't know if the 13 can do anything with him. We'll find out right here. Coming to white flag. 1.5 laps left in this thing. Who's going to take away the victory? The 13 to the bumper of the 58. Here we go, down the front straightaway. Barney's got the white flag in his hand. White flag is out here at Vegas. Got a lap truck up ahead. Are they going to be a factor? Garrett Kinder down to the inside, right on that white line. He's got to run here, but 58 is going to maybe get a draft from this lap car. The lap car of Alan Nash going to go down to the inside. The 58. Oh, he kind of blocks the middle, and Garrett Kinder not going to have anything for him. The 58, Jonathan Cofield, crosses the stripe, and he will win here at Vegas. What a race. What a great run to the finish. And I have to think that Cofield riding back there in third for the longest, or actually fourth for a while there, saving his stuff, just letting those guys race it out, not taking the bait, worried about caution, and just sitting back there and save those tires. And when the time came, his teammate helped him get up there and take the lead, and that's all he needed. The 58 going to take the win, going to burn it down on the front stretch. What a win. Burns it down on the front stretch. Cofield, asphalt, refinishing. Chevrolet going to pull up to the start-finish line and burn them down again, just right down to the cords. But while he's doing that, we're going to go take a break. Thank our partners over at Premier Racing Setups, and we'll come back for your interviews, and we'll get out of here. We'll be right back. All righty, well, we're back here. Man, what a great race here at Vegas. Man, it really delivered. Just a lot of excitement. and action going on, a lot of strategy calls. Man, it really delivered. So if you didn't enjoy that, I don't know what to tell you. That was a lot of fun. You may have been wrecked out one of those wrecks if you didn't enjoy it. Let's take a look at your results here. See where everybody finished. Only 5 cautions. We were kind of talking about the cautions, and it really cleaned up there at the end. Cofield, Kinder, Lokovitz, your top 3. Aaron Adcock with the 4th position. And Kip Beasley with the top 5. Brandon Wallace in 6th. Ray Rogers in 7th. Charles Stevens Jr. in 8th. Alan Smith there in 9th position with Chuck Phelps. Round out your top 10. 11th is going to be Matt Rogers. Anthony Edgerton in 12th. Alan Nash in 13th. Michael Kostick in 14th. 15th, Daniel Holcroft. 16th, Tracy Passons. Lucas Lyons in 17th. Clint Reese 18th. Kyle Roberts 19th. And Daniel Cunningham, disappointed, I'm sure, 20th. Although he did get to help his teammate get that win, so that's pretty cool. Almost like a Bubba Wallace little maneuver there with Tyler Reddick, so pretty cool. Christian Dedman said that at the beginning of the race. He was one of the first drivers to exit this race. Well, we got to do some interviews. Let's talk to some of these drivers, and let's talk with your winner, Jonathan Cofield. We'll get him up here in just a second if I can get the darn thing to work, and we'll get him up here and talk to him. Cofield, this Eddie in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, what a race. That was a wild one from start to finish. It seemed like nobody could get away, and that, kind of dodging some mess and all kinds of stuff. I mean, just a lot happened in this race from my point of view. From your point of view, though, you started 11th, you worked your way to the front, and you were kind of up there the whole time. Talk about what you were dealing with. What was the, your strategy, and what was it like trying to, you needed to keep going forward, but once you got to the front, then you might have to go back to 5th. It just seemed like a revolving door up front.
Yeah, the aero push was real bad tonight too. Got a couple breaks, missed a couple big wrecks. I know I went almost down to the inside wall on the backstretch, missed that one, but yeah, I just wanted to save my stuff. I know I pushed it pretty hard that second run. If you got the tires wore out a good bit, the aero push would be twice as bad. So that last run, had a really good pit stop. Kind of beat Kinder out, and they got by me. Had a good gap on Lokovitz and Adcock. They run us back down, and they got the racing pretty good. And I was like, you know what? I'll let Adcock by, and I'll let y'all have it. Save me some stuff. And if you could save it, that middle line for about 7 laps, man, it was like a rocket ship. I could hold it wide open coming around the outside of those guys.
Yeah, and there at the end, I think we saw you do that and just was able to hold on to your stuff. And, and how cool is it to have a teammate behind you? He was 19 laps down, but almost like Bubba Wallace back there pushing you like Tyler Reddick up to the front and giving you a good shove. And, you're able to save those tires to get up there, and you really just didn't have I think it would have been a little bit tougher, but Lokovitz goes down to the inside, makes it 3 wide. I mean, how nervous were you when you got that 3 wide call?
Yeah, I thought they was going to crash for sure, especially that one time when he was coming up on the lap car. I thought they was going to go 4 wide down the back straightaway, but yeah, Lokovitz and Kinder, they was banging doors pretty good. I was like, oh man, y'all don't crash, please. But it all worked out. There's some smart drivers in here, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, what a great race. A great call there at the end. You're able to keep yourself up front and, man, grab you a win. So congratulations on that win, man. Who you got to thank here tonight? Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words here.
I want to thank Jimmy at Apex Sim Racing for what they've done for the series. Aaron Adcock, Chuck, I know he does a lot for the league. Just all the admins in here. This is my first season. Really grateful he let me come in here and run. Like I said, Chuck for the Pole Award, Low Cash Motorsports, Kinder Farmer Ranch, Poman Motorsports, all my teammates at Bandits, SM Racing Products, Cofield Flying Service, just everybody that get to run this. We run a lot of leagues, but it's usually the same guys, and it's a lot of fun hanging out with these guys, man.
Yeah, I can't keep up with all the leagues that everybody runs. I get lost, forget where I'm at half the time. So,
I know it.
But you're able to get the first win of the season on in race number 3, and able to really lock yourself in for the playoffs. So really good thing to kind of get that out of the way early. A great race. So congratulations on the win tonight, Cofield.
Thank you, bud.
Well, all right. Well, we got to get our second place driver, Garrett Kinder, into the booth. It's the man post race interviews, and so Garrett Kinder in the booth now. Garrett, how you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in.
Well, man, what a wild race. I'm gonna be honest with you. There was a whole lot to talk about. Very few moments for me to have nothing to say, as the racing tonight was really wild with the way the package was running at this track. And can you talk about, was it fun? Were you frustrated with how you were having to constantly be on the offense? But being out front seemed to be a negative thing here tonight.
Yeah, it's not a great combo. This truck and track combo. It's right there. The just slower than a super speedway, because if you run just flat out the whole time, you burn your stuff up. But if you don't burn your stuff up, you fall back to mid pack, and then you got to dig through everybody. And after you get some wear on your tires, passing becomes very difficult, especially with the draft down the back stretch. So. Yeah, the aggression level was definitely high, and I think it had to be so you could even stay relevant in the race. I felt bad getting in Daniel there first, going for the lead, but just one of those things that happens. Unfortunately, I've talked to him about it, and we're both good, but we're just trying to make moves and make things stick, and just came up one short. I was digging and having a good time with it.
Yeah, I mean, y'all were up there battling, and were you aware of the Lucky Dog situation, knowing that, Brandon and Kip had kind of stayed out there on that run, could run about 10 more laps than everybody else? Were y'all aware of the Lucky Dog situation? Is that why y'all were racing so hard there on that last little run?
No, I was sitting on Sikkim. There's no telling. I couldn't tell you who was in what position other than I was running for my life from the 58, 78, or 58, 79, and 17.
Well, all right. Well, man, fantastic race. I mean, you were coming down to the end, and was it just a lack of tire to be able to make a run on Cofield? There on the 3 and 4, it seemed like you had a run that you could go one way or the other, and it seemed like Cofield went about half a lane up and kind of blocked both lanes, and you had to settle in and just take second. Is there anything you could have done there to try to make it happen on the last lap?
No, I was digging pretty hard at the start of that run. I got out, and I don't know how he got out and out of pit so fast, because I thought, with me jumping him by 2 laps, short pitting him by 2 laps, that I would have had, just a massive lead on him, and he had to burn some stuff. But heck, he came out right behind me, so I was really burning some stuff up, battling with Logan Vitz, and had Adcock that was with me, but really battling Logan Vitz right there. So burned my stuff up. Only thing else I could have done is just not blip the throttle to 95% in the middle of 3 and 4 and just tapped his rear. But other than that, I couldn't have done anything with him. So he had enough tire, had a little bit of teammate help with Daniel pushing him up there. So, shout out. That's the way it's supposed to go.
That's right. Well, second place, not what you want, but dadgummit, sometimes it's good to, after all the carnage that happened in the race. And you've been kind of taken out. The first 2 races. I think last week you were taken out pretty early, if I'm remembering correctly. There's so many leagues I can't remember everything, but
super speedways, Daytona, Atlanta were not kind to me. So come out here and have a solid run, get stage points, be good at the end. That it's just something that snowballs, I hope, and continues building on to the season.
There you go. Well, you got to think who gets you around the track here in that 13 machine.
Got to thank, of course, my wonderful wife sitting here watching TV next to me.
You've added one to the list.
I've added one to the list, and I feel like I've got to put her at the top of the list because she's right here with me. So got to thank my beautiful wife, Kinder Farm and Ranch and Ratchet Speed Shop. Been with me since day one, just supporting me and having fun with it and texting me, having a good time. Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers. If you want to keep stuff hot and keep your stuff cold for cheaper and longer than anybody else, make sure you check out Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers at bigfrig.com. Ray Page and Andy over Wolfpack Racing, all my teammates. Reaper Racing's kind of falling apart, but still got a few guys flying the banner. And then, of course, all my guys over at Po-Man, short tracking guys over at Velocity. Thank you up in the booth. Jimmy over at Apex for keeping the lights on over here. American Grid Apparel Company. Chuck for the Pole Award. Low Cash Motorsports. Kinder Farm Ranch again for they coming in with the Wreckage Rewind. Got to keep those cattle busy. And, of course, Po-Man for these post-race interviews.
All right, well, there you have it. Second place finisher, Garrett Kinder, brings that 13. So close, almost got it done. But we got to bring in Josh Lokovich, third place finisher, who was up there getting with it here this afternoon or tonight, and come away with a third place. Josh, how you doing tonight?
Doing a lot better than I thought I would be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a wild race, and I think you were involved in an incident early and able to recover, man, get up front. And there on that last run, had a pretty fast Chevrolet, and y'all got up there and were just really getting with it. But talk a little bit about your race early on. You started in the 14th position, and talk a little bit about that early part of the race.
Yeah, I mean, definitely didn't have the qualifying speed. We were towards the back of the pack to start, but just kind of biding our time and kind of feeling how it was gonna shake out there. Yeah, got in that incident early. Had, I don't know, not much, maybe a couple seconds optional repairs, nothing major at all. And then I think lap 69, I think it was. I was pushing Nash, trying to get that top line to come in, and he had to lift just a touch to let Cofield up, and I got in the back of him. It caused a wreck there, but so sorry for the folks that were taken out in that, but yeah, worked out. Got that last pit stop done, and I burned my stuff up just a little bit too much on that last run, or I might have been able to hold them off. I don't know.
Well, I mean, were you aware of the whole Lucky Dog situation? I asked Kinder, and he's like, I had no idea. But you were able to get out front and kind of hold it. Were you aware that if a caution came out, you were in the Lucky Dog position once y'all passed Daniel Holcroft? And because, Kip Easley, Brandon Wallace had to go they had 10 more laps of fuel than y'all had. Were you aware of that when you were battling there?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was going to be perfectly content just kind of riding there in third and coasting toward closer to the end. But I kind of looked at one of the overlays I had on my screen and saw that one of the three of us was going to be the lucky dog. And the way that cautions were kind of falling, I figured there was one coming. So I kind of busted to get around them, and it didn't end up mattering. But
well, I mean, what a great finish. Third place. One of the biggest movers in the race here tonight. I mean, talk a little bit about what it took to, you see a lot of guys, you were kind of stuck up on the outside a couple times. It seemed like a very frustrating race. Did you feel that way?
at times, yeah, I mean, especially early in a tire run, if you got, pushed up to that outside line or somebody was able to sneak under you on the exit of a corner, well, you were going to lose 5, 6, 7 spots easy. There's nothing you can do about it. Once it got later in the run, that high side, at least the middle lane up, started to come in a little bit, and you could actually get a run coming off the corner there. But yeah, man, early in the tire run, it was rough going.
Well, being there at the end is the most important part, and that's what you were. Just came up a little bit short, just running those tires as hard as you did. But I mean, I think that was necessary to be in the hunt anyway. So just came up a little bit short, but man, darn, a third place finish is pretty dang awesome. I always say if you can get an interview, that you did all right. And so tonight, pretty good run for Josh Lokovitz, who you got to thank. Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, you guys, VSRN and you specifically, but you guys always do a great job. I love sitting Friday mornings and watching this while I'm working. League shout outs on Aaron and the boys putting this thing together. Jimmy at Apex, I mean, he does an awesome job. Matter of fact, I run one of his dashboards. It's excellent. Who else we got here? Chuck, the Pole Award, Low Cash, and then all my guys at Low Cash. Cheerleading the whole way. Kinder Farm and Ranch and Po Man for the post race interviews. Personally, I got Pharaoh's Lead Farm on the car, so I mean, you guys need any guns or ammo, check them out. pharaohsleadfarm.com. Also, I run VSRN on a truck. So you guys do an awesome job always. And then, let's see, we got Tactical Brotherhood on there. I got some pretty cool military shirts and mugs and stuff. And then iRacing iFlag as well. Pretty cool little gadget to run along with the race here.
All right. Well, there you have it. Josh Lokovitz, your third place finisher here tonight. And, man, that's going to do it for us. Woo! What a wild ride, man. I tell you what. What a wild ride, man. That was fun. That was your Po Man, Lord of mercy, post-race interview. So appreciate Po Man for sponsoring that. And that's it. Vegas is done. We move on to next week. Got Bristol, baby. Golly, I hate to not be a part of that one. And, man, that's going to be a fun race. So come on out. Check out Bristol, 150 laps. It's going to go by quick. Better be on it. That's going to be even more intensity. So come out, watch that. Concrete jungle, baby. Let's see how it all plays out. See, maybe we'll get another winner. Well, all right, guys, I'm Eddie Smith with VSRN. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe for me. Let me know that you appreciate it. Send me a little comment down on the videos, or go check out some of the videos that we do throw up there. Don't just do broadcasts. We do some different videos, different things. So I would love to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions on those things. So go check them out if you haven't, or just show it when we broadcast. It's good to have y'all in chat. We'll be back next week. Bristol Motor Speedway. Want to thank our sponsor, of course, Apex Sim Racing, apexsimracing.com. Go check out Jimmy, what he's got. Button box to get you a couple switches. You know, your refrigerator, you got a little switch inside to turn the light on. We'll get you a rocker switch, man, and put it in there. That'd be pretty cool. Whatever you got to do, support the people that support us, man. Big deal. But anyway, we're done. We'll see y'all next week. We'll be on podium tomorrow night with the Goat Locker Truck Series, so come out and check us out over at Podium Esports. And then we'll be back for Goat Locker on Tuesday. All right, guys, y'all have a good night. We'll see you later.